Hey, 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 welcome back. We are live, baby, for another day of the Wealth and Wellness Extravaganza. Yes, we are so excited, y'all. This is day 5, and I decided to close out day 5 with this wonderful, beautiful, amazing powerhouse right here next to me, my girl, Nyoka. Now, let me tell
Hey,
y'all,
Coach Jackie. Hey,
hey, girl.
everybody.
Yes. Let me tell y'all, man, when I first met this woman, I was like, who is this? She is
Really?
phenomenal. And then when we got to talking about some things, I was like, oh, this is my sister from another mister. And so I am just so excited for y'all to get to know her. So, Nyoka Queen, let the people know, who are you?
I am a woman who has migrated from Jamaica. I was born in Jamaica. We moved to New York City when I was just about 4 years old. And honestly, that was such a shock to me and my spirit that it wiped out all of my memories from when I was a child. I barely remember. Yeah, I barely remember it. I started school at 2 years old. I have no memories of that. I have no memories of my first day of kindergarten. I have no memories of my first plane ride. And so, what I've had to work to do is rebuild those memories in many different ways, and embrace holistic health in a way that I don't think people have ever heard or experienced it like that before. So, I am here as an advocate for those who can benefit from holistic healthcare.
Oh, I'm obsessed. Holistic healthcare, yes, queen. And I see all these letters behind your name. What do all those mean?
By trade, I am a registered nurse, and I have a master's degree in nursing education. So, MSN, master's in nursing education. ED is the education part, and MSN is the master's in nursing science, science of nursing.
All right now, so you can teach us some things, honey. Okay, I
Yes, I've been a
love
nurse.
that.
I've been a nurse for almost 20 years. I don't let this fool you.
This is why we need to know about your holistic health tips, queen. Because we need all, she said, don't let it fool you. 20 years. We need to know. Give us the tea. So when it comes to holistic health, why holistic health? Because you said you're a nurse, right? And
Mhm.
I mean, not to bash Western medicine or anything. There's a
Well,
lot of pill dropping in the Western
yeah,
arena.
yeah.
Okay.
There's a pill for
Why
this. There's a pill for that. Yeah.
So why holistic health? Tell us why you are going down this route.
Well, most people tend to focus on their physical health, but there are actually 7 dimensions of health, right? Physical health is just one of them. The other components include cultural health, emotional health, mental health, physical health, social health, environmental health, and spiritual health. So, what you want to be able to do is address your needs in each of these areas. All right. You cannot just say, all right, well, I'm gonna go to the gym and I'm gonna pump weights and all this, but you're anxious AF. Hear me. You're anxious, and if you don't go to the gym, your anxiety level is even greater than when you're in the gym. Come on now, it's time to start taking stock in your mental health and even possibly your emotional health, because those two walk hand in hand oftentimes, right? And then you want to look at your spiritual health. Well, if it's the gym that's supposed to be doing it for you all the time, every day, then what are you doing for yourself spiritually? And then what are you putting on your body? That's the environmental health part too, sometimes, not just what's in the atmosphere. Where, yeah, there's global warming. Yes, we need to pay attention to our planet. But what healthcare products are you using on your skin? Are they natural? Do they have additives that might be contributing to malignant cell growth? And when I say malignant, when cells grow and they're sick and they spread in your body and contribute to cancer. So, these are the types of things that we need to look at holistically. And I talk about some pillars that help you to assess what's going on with you.
This is so good. I'm over here just flabbergasted because that is not what I thought you were going to say. Um,
What do you think I was going to say, Coach Jackie?
when you said holistic health, I don't know what I thought. I thought we were going to be talking teas and stuff. She didn't took it to a whole nother level, talking about cultural, talking about spiritual, talking about mental. You know what I mean? You're right. There's so many of us that are just, let me hit the gym. Let me go work out, but there's so many other factors to your health.
Yeah,
Can you
yeah.
expand a little bit on the cultural health for us? Because that one had me, my wig, I'm still like, what? Tell to us about the cultural
I
health.
love you, Jackie. I love you. So, so when we talk about cultural health, we're looking at some historical influences that contribute to who we are as individuals. When we talk about, and I don't want to be, let's look at my situation. Let's look at migration, right? Let's keep it a little light. When you look at migration, you are literally uprooting yourself from the culture that you grew up in, and you're being planted in another culture, completely different. And I like to reference Ukemi Jeter here because she wrote a book about immigrant, right? And in this book, she talks about how dynamic we have to be as immigrants coming into the country. We may not understand a lot of terminologies that are used. We may not understand historical references. In my case, I grew up in the New York City public school system. So for me, they'll tell you, oh, you're not a real Jamaican, you a Jamaican. American. You was raised here. I was raised here, and so then came this wealth of information about, let's say, the civil rights movement, and let's talk about enslavement of African people. Like all that impacts our cultural health, right? And so here I was like, oh, wait a minute, but I was born in Jamaica, so in my household, I'm Jamaican. In my household, the diet, the language, patois is a mixture of English, Spanish, and other African languages like Twi. Yeah, and languages from the Congo. So we have this, I have this huge cultural diversity in my bag, and it goes with me everywhere I am. So sometimes people would be like, well, you don't really fit in here. And I'm like, you can't tell me that. So it took me a while to get there, though. Because of all the different dynamics, I had to learn how to manage all of that. So that's my case. In someone else's case, maybe there's family history that impacts them today. Maybe your great grandmother sold land that belonged to the family that should have never been sold. But now, in this generation, there's no legacy. And so everyone has to struggle because that legacy wasn't carried over. Like, that's a part of cultural health. You see, and we don't look at how these things can impact our emotional health and our mental health and our spiritual health. Like we don't look at those things, but it is looking at us as whole people, not just bodies, that get us to a place of wellness. We talk
Woo!
about health and wellness, right?
Yeah.
Addressing these areas get us to a place of wellness, and that's what we're supposed to be on right now, is our
Yes.
path to wellness.
I love that. I love that, looking at the whole person. And over here on Instagram, girl, Mia's like, yes, right. They can't tell me that. I mean, we are loving this. I want to say, hey, Misha, hey, Mia, hey, Rochelle. I see
Hey
you, lady.
y'all.
Yes. This is so good, Nyoka. So
Thank you.
my next question is, because you were talking about the whole person, And I love that. I love the addressing of the whole person.
Mhm, mhm.
When somebody's addressing themselves as a whole in their business, where do you recommend they start, or where can they start to focus to make sure that they're showing up fully authentically as themselves?
What a question. I think I think as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, it depends on where you are. It depends on where you are. And I'm going to say it like this. As someone who's done a lot of soul searching, and not to say that I've arrived, because there's no such thing. Let's make that very clear. There's always work there. You're always a work in progress. There's always something to learn. But if you've done a level of soul searching, maybe you want to make sure that morally your business stands for what you stand for. Like for me, I like to talk about cultural humility. It's very important to me because as a healthcare professional, I've seen the health disparities. Like I've seen Black women come into the ER and be dismissed for their pain. Like I've seen um, you just so many situations that break my heart. And so if I know that cultural humility is something that's important to me in my business, I'm going to make sure I infuse it into my programs, into my presentations. I'm going to reference a diverse population. I'm going to represent diverse cultures. Like I'm going to make sure that what I'm doing is culturally humble. It's important to me. So whatever it is that is at your core and that's important to you, you have to make sure that that rings true in your business. That's the first step towards aligning with authenticity. Look at yourself. Well, what is important to me? If you have history of abuse and that's important to you, then you want to make sure that what you present is trauma informed. I know you had a trauma informed guest earlier on this week because I've been watching. And I love what your guests have brought in terms of holistic health. It is in perfect alignment with who I am and what I do. And so I'm very proud to be here with you, representing with you. And that's why I'm saying in my business, this is authentic to me. So, make sure if you repping Cardi B, then make sure that what you're doing is authentically, Cardi B. I'm just saying we're all contributors
Yeah.
to this world, right? And
Of
so
course.
just rep who you really are inside.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. We actually have a question over here on Instagram. Next level Mia said, "What do you recommend when it comes to putting on your body for natural products?"
Oh, I don't have any affiliates, so I'm going to talk in general. Right? Because we don't promote people who don't help us out, right? What I did a presentation for a group of aunties the other day, and I loved talking to these women. And we talked about what's in it, what's in our shampoos, what's in our conditioner, what's in our lotions, what's in our soaps. You want to make sure that when you read the ingredients, it makes sense. Some things are plant-based and the ingredients may be derived from plant-based items, and that's okay. But it's the added paraffins and the sulfates and those kinds of things. You want to stay away from those. So when I go to, for example, I don't know if y'all know, but like Ross and TJ Maxx and Marshalls, if you go into their health and beauty section, they have oftentimes 100% natural beauty products. And you can see that it's marked, yes, natural soaps that you can use. And of course, we have Black soaps from so many of our, entrepreneurs, Black entrepreneurs that utilize Black soaps, that utilize shea butters and these natural things that you could put on your skin. That's all I use. My sister has a healthcare line. Now I'm gonna promote my sister. It's it's called Irisage, and she uses Black soaps. She uses shea butter. She processes them, whips them, melts them so that they can glide onto our skin with no additives. All right.
I love that. So what's in it?
Yeah.
That's what got me when you said what's in it.
Yeah.
Definitely look at the ingredients and see, because what you were saying earlier is it could bring blockages that can affect you. So that is a part of your health. You
Yeah.
know,
Another thing. I'm sorry, Miss Jackie. Can
no,
I?
please go.
All right. Deodorants, natural deodorants. You want to do deodorants that are aluminum free. I use a crystal that you just wet a little bit and then apply on your auxiliary areas, on your underarms, right? And it's natural. My sister uses a cream that's all natural that you just put on as well. I've heard so many people say, "Oh, summertime is not the time to test out natural deodorants." I'm like, "Are you really? Don't be like that." We're talking about your health here. We're talking about Alzheimer's, dementia versus not having that at an older age. Like, that's what we're talking about here. We're talking about your quality of life. D- get used to how someone smells naturally and stop thinking that it's always offensive. It's not always offensive. And yes, you do have to sometimes detox these things out of your body, but give yourself the space and the time to do it. Don't just dismiss it, explore it. It's so important for us.
I am loving all of this. I am loving all of this. Matter of fact, I was trying to grab your Instagram because they're over there talking about drop her Instagram, sis. I got you, y'all. I'm gonna drop the Instagram. But I wanted to come back. Misha wants to know what's an approach to take to learn more about the cultural health.
Oh, I love that question because that's my jam. Cultural health and spiritual health. Cultural health and spiritual health are my favorite. They are my jam. So I'm going to say honestly, if you want to start with your family. Start doing family research. Create a family tree. Learn more about where you come from. For me, I had to learn more about Jamaica because in New York, I think the biggest representation of the Caribbean there is like the Labor Day parade. Everybody's on the parkway, everybody's jumping up on the parkway, and yeah, but there's so much more than that. Cultural heritage, like who the national heroes are, what they did. You know what I mean? Even here in the United States, there's so much history around the evolution of desegregation and what that meant for like hospitals. As a nurse, I'm gonna say hospitals, what that meant for school systems and things like that. I'm gonna say start with your family, do that research, expand it to the context of a larger community. Like, if you come from an Asian background, you want to dig into that Asian connection and just kind of get bigger. But start centrally with your family, your grandma, your grandpa, your great aunts, your great uncles, and then expand and look at the context within history, whether it is US history or if you're from a Caribbean island. That's what I would say.
Wow, that was good. That is so good. Because cultural health, I love how you said cultural health, can affect your mental health. You know
Yes.
what I mean? And it can affect your spiritual health. Like there's so many things, especially, think about all the stuff popping off in the church, right? And people that are going through now they're traumatized and I'm traumatized because the church messed me up. And now your emotional health is affected, your spiritual health is affected. I mean, and then culturally, you don't know what to do, because
And
all
then
your
it
life,
can then
God.
yep, and then it can spill over in your physical health because that kind of trauma sometimes contributes to weight gain. Hear me.
Wow.
It contributes to our stress hormones being increased, with which contributes to heart disease and diabetes. Hear me.
Mm.
Everything that we see physically doesn't start there. It starts spiritually and then manifests physically. It doesn't start physically. So that's why all of these components are so important. I remember the first time I heard about church hurt. I was like, sis, what's that? I told my sis, I love her, Moet Archer, big her up, big her up. She told me about church hurt. And I was like, what is that? She was like, Nyoka, you know, if you have an affinity for the same sex, how that's looked at, if you divorce, what that looks like in the church, like, and
If
it,
you have
it
a
can be
baby out of wedlock young, happened to me. Church hurt.
how you experience that, how you can feel shut out, how you can feel neglected, how you can, and that I mean, it has so many ramifications. And when she told me about that, I said, wow, I didn't know. And then it started coming up over and over again. And so we have to address these areas across the board so that we can be whole, impactful human beings, and that we don't spread our hurt people so that we don't continue to hurt people. We don't have to be ugly. I know people talk about tough love. Well, I just want to toughen them up. What about nurturing? Do you know that nurturing goes so much further than that tough love? I've seen people in other cultures nurture their children to the point where they're beautiful human beings. That is the goal.
I love this. Yeah, y'all thought we were just gonna come here talk medicine, huh? Nah. Nyoka done took us on a journey, baby. Okay, we talking cultural, we talking spiritual, we talking mental, we talking physical. I mean, I am loving all the healths. I
That
never
This is holistic health. No, and I'm telling you, people don't think about it like this, but
know.
when you look at it like this, you realize how dynamic we are as human beings.
Yeah.
And it's that humanity that we need to make sure we implant into the healthcare professions. That's why I support nurses, I coach nurses and
Good.
other healthcare professionals to their professional and personal development through the principles of holistic healthcare. Because
Yes.
if you're going to work every day and you're an emotional wreck, how are you giving to people that are ill? You just pushing the medicine. You just pushing your cow, your wow, your workstation on wheels to the next room to give medicine. And I've been there and I've done that and I know it. I know it like the back of my hand. And I pivoted because I feel like I can make a greater impact in this way as a health and wellness coach and who looks at things holistically.
Girl, you done changed my life just in this conversation. So wait, let's go back because Instagram, we over here going crazy. I'm loving it, and I just want to say this. My girl Michelle, she said she has used castor oil and coconut oil and body oil for fragrance for 30 years.
Ah. And I wanted to say this too. So I'm on here. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna talk to Coach Jackie today. What I'm gonna do for myself to get me to the point where I'll be relaxed and open. Girl, I put my shea butter that's scented with mango oil and all that all over me. I put it in my hair. I put it in my skin. I loved on me. You hear me? Before
Yes.
I hopped on this live. And we should, that's what we should be doing for ourselves. Not just slapping the lotion on and be like, okay, I'm ashy. So I'm ashy. Let me go ahead and moisturize my skin because I'm ashy. No, oh, my legs, I'm giving it moisture. I'm giving my leg. You should be talking sensually to yourself. Listen, because if you don't talk sensually to yourself first, who the heck is going to do it?
Oh.
Then you're going to be leaning on other people to speak to you sensually, and you don't know how to do it for yourself.
Mm, 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 mm.
Speak to yourself the way you want to be spoken to and
Mm.
watch your life transform. I'm talking from experience. You see me standing here, and it's not about perfection. It's not about that, but it's about where you are right now and stepping into a radiant version of yourself.
Yes. I love this. Sue Walters on Facebook said exactly. Hey, Sue, welcome, girl. I'm loving this. Oh my God. Over here on Instagram, everyone is like, they going crazy. They loving it, jam on it, hear her, say it. Judgments overload causes trauma. Factuals, Rochelle.
Yes.
Yes, as a black woman, we need you. Misha said it. As a black woman, we need you. We love you, Nyoka. You're a
We
great
oh,
impact.
I love y'all too. That's why I'm
Yes.
doing this. That's why I'm doing this. And I'm not always one to always say, you know who I am. You see who I am. I don't have to keep saying, I'm a black woman. I'm a black woman. Like you see me. But
Yes.
I'm going to tell y'all right now, women who understand their worth are seeking to work with me.
Mm,
People who want to evolve and understand more about who they are and how they connect to people around them are
yes.
seeking to work with me. And it don't matter the color of their skin,
No.
but I'll tell you about the content of their character. The people that I
Mhm.
work with, they have some high morals. They
Yeah.
have high expectations for themselves and the people around them. Now we can work on the expectations of others because
Yeah.
that sometimes be a lie. But because you can only know yourself and
Exactly.
and have expectations for yourself, right? So the people that I work with want to be radiant. They want to feel better. They want to know that what they're doing is feeding their spirits, overflowing their cups, because we don't just do a full cup over here. We overflow our cup so that we can give to others. Your full cup, that's for you.
Yes. Oh, I'm loving all of this. I am in awe. Like, I'm just in awe. So, Misha says, we love to deny new things, but don't want to educate, don't want to invest in ourselves. Yes, many of us. Um, Over 30 since I am 63. Oh, yeah. Our fabulous Rochelle is 63 and she is phenomenal. It's our boo. Courtney says, ooh, I love that. Misha says, ooh, get us. Yes, sensual language, huh, Courtney? I love that too. Yes, Nyoka. Love on yourself. And Rochelle also says you never expect from others. You cannot.
No,
People are gonna do what they're meant to do for
yeah,
themselves. You can't expect anything from
no,
nobody
no.
else. You just work on you.
And so many of us grow up being told that you do put expectations on others because our
Mhm.
parents put expectation on us,
Yes.
right? And
Yes.
that whole style of parenting that all comes into question now, right? That
One
as
thousand
we,
percent.
as we learn and we grow and we know better, then we kind of do better, that type of thing.
Yes. And they always say, I just did what I knew how to do. So you as parents, as just adults, how important would you say it is to facilitate starting to just the healing process?
It starts with self-reflection. The healing process starts with self reflection and taking responsibility for your hand in where you are right now. I think that I've heard this so many times. Oh, you may not have been responsible for the trauma, but you are responsible for cleaning it up, right? You're responsible for learning new ways of managing things because as your trauma informed person came on and talked about, trauma is like, okay, well, usually I function here. Something happened that, took me up a notch. Well, how do I get back down to where I'm usually? Well, holistic health practices can help to close that gap.
Mm.
That's what we use the holistic health practices for, and we're talking about things like understanding herbal treatments. We're talking
Mhm.
about things like understanding culturally, why do drums feed our spirits?
Mm.
Why does dance overflow our cup? Right? Why is music such a big influence on has such a big influence on how we feel, our moods? That's holistic health. Hear me, right? We're talking about things like learning from other cultures. Qigong.
Mm.
Qigong is
Mm.
so calming to the spirit and moves energy. Like I remember I would wake up and I would feel aches and pains. And after I just did a few of these and a few of these, I was like, wait a minute, the energy shifted. I
Mhm,
don't feel
mhm, mhm.
that anymore. Going to the beach.
Ah!
I went to the beach last Sunday. I was like, wait a minute, I got a whole new body between the salt, the sand, and the water. And the huge jellyfish that I saw in the water. I was like, but these are the things that feed our spirits, being out in nature. These are holistic healthcare practices. It's not just drinking soursop tea, and it's not just
Okay.
drinking that sea moss. Okay, it's not just wearing crystals. It's self-assessment as well. You want to tap into the self-assessment part.
Oh, this is so good. Oh, I just don't even think you guys understand. Like, I mean, not to be funny or anything, but I was like, I was like, okay, we're gonna be talking health. I'm excited. I've never really heard Nyoka speak before. Like we talk, but we talk as sisters. We be just, chopping it up. We talk about our own goofy stuff. And so when you came and you're coming with such the knowledge, it is the whole person. And I really want you to, when people are noticing pains in their body, right? It's like you said, it didn't start there. Where do you think that they should? Because most people will run to the doctor, which I know you're not going to say don't go to the doctor, but like, what would you recommend they start taking a peek at or looking into? Right? Like, say I just start getting a whole bunch of back pains, right? You started talking about qigong. What would you recommend people do once they start noticing the pain? Understanding first, it's not starting here. What do you recommend? I don't know what to say next after that. So, what do you?
Oh, okay. So this is an excellent question because yesterday I had a consultation with someone, and literally, and it was on the internet, but the energy, it knocked me out. Like literally, I had yeah, and because I recently went to the beach, I noticed it right away how the energy impacted my body. And even this morning, waking up feeling the aches and pains, I'm like, ooh, I absorbed some of that energy. So, what do I do now? Well, for me, I practice and I utilize Reiki. We talk about energy healing and using energy. So, because I know Reiki and I'm a level 3. At that level, they call you a master. I don't necessarily like that terminology, but that's what they call it. But at the first level, you learn how to use your own energy and put it in places to help clear blockages, right? You can use your own energy that you have inside of you to help to do that. So because I know how to do that, then I can, administer Reiki to myself today. That's the first level, is to learn how to do it for you. So that's something that I do. Another thing that you could do if you don't know how to do that, another thing you could do is go out in nature where there are a lot of trees and walk through the trees. There's water there, even better. Walk by the water, but use the earth and give that energy. And of course, we know we can stretch. Stretching, helps to move that energy. Massages help to get the energy going as well. And breathing, you had a breath worker on. And I can tell you, when I get a massage and I couple it with breathing, it's so much more powerful. Like when they're going in and I exhale and they're going in, they go in deeper. When I inhale, they go in deeper. And there's this intense exchange of energy, what the masseuse is giving and what I'm giving. So it's not just me laying on the table. Hear me. It's more powerful when you pair it with the breathing. You'll find major relief in those areas. I would say try those things first. If they don't provide relief, by all means, check with your physician.
Obsessed. Yeah, you answered that better than I could have dreamed of. Okay. So let me go back because everybody is just they're going crazy, Nyoka. So watching the waves are powerful. Yes.
Yes.
Tap into self-awareness. Rochelle said, "Oh my God, so good." Courtney said, "I hung upside down at the park to decompress my back." And she said, "Yes, outdoors by the water." And Courtney said, "Ooh, that's a good idea with the breathing and the massage." I thought the same thing, Courtney. I was like, "Ooh, I don't do that. I need to do that."
Yeah.
This has been phenomenal. Okay. Absolutely phenomenal. What do you want to leave the people with, Nyoka? What is something you're like, okay, I'm gonna leave y'all with this?
Come to the conference. This is just the tip of the iceberg.
Okay,
Come
sorry.
to the conference and make an effort to really learn and explore things that may work for you. The
Mm,
only way that you can identify if something works for you is to try it. And these things are not, everyone says check with your medical doctor. But if you're not putting something in your body, that will affect your physical health. What is qigong? It's you like you could do that against medical advice. Like, what doctor wouldn't say, yeah,
yeah,
do that? That's
right.
you know um open your mind and try things. Don't live in a box.
Mm,
The only way that you're going to get from point A to point B is to be open enough to walk a path that
mm,
way. So,
yeah.
do that, explore, be open, don't discount things. People who want you to discount things, they're kind of like narcissists, right? They don't want you to actualize something for yourself. Don't
Mm,
put yourself in that position. Be
mm.
open, open up.
Yes. Ah, I love this. And like Nyoka said, hey, join us at the conference, y'all. The Wealth and Wellness Conference this was just a sneak peek. I wanted to do the extravaganza so y'all can get a little peeky poo. You know what I mean? A little peeky poo. Into what we got going on. The conference is going to be fire. Nyoka is one of the powerful speakers that is going to be there. She is going to be open for questions. She going to be on a panel. Like, you're going to want to get the information, honey, because this was just a snippy poop poops. Okay. So the conference is going to be in San Francisco, November the 8th, 9th, and 10th. We are going to be at a private location, but if you know your girl, you know that it is an all inclusive experience with me. I will feed you not only in your body, but in your mind and in your soul. You are going to go home fed and probably be floating for the rest of the year or till you come back to my next conference. Okay. But we got your back. So this week only, it is $333 for the ticket. By Sunday, that sale is over. Okay. I'm going to let y'all know this right now. On Monday, that price will go up. So please get it this week. If you are like Jackie, I want to go, but that price, honey, I need help. Maybe we can break it down. Contact me. I got you. I want to help you. I'm here for you and I want you there. So I'm going to do whatever it takes to make sure that your tail is in one of them seats. Okay. Because you deserve it, hunty. Okay. You deserve this. This self care, man, I told y'all yesterday or the day before yesterday. I can't remember which day it was, but I do self-care for women in business every Wednesday. After I'm done, I get off that call, I am floating like a little bird, just floating through the rest of the
Amen.
day, feeling high vibe. Nayoka talked about it today. It is about the whole person. The whole person. You got anxiety, it could be a lot of other factors leading up to that anxiety. So figure
That's
out
right.
what works for you. Okay. And
That's
that's what conferences like this are good for. That's what going into rooms or being on lives like this are good for. You are given the ideas so you can find out what works best for you. Okay. So I absolutely love y'all. Oh, wait, hold on, hold on. We got some comments. We got some comments. Mia said, nothing beats failure but to try. Mia, say something real. Yes. Misha says, I can't wait to meet Miss Jackie. I will be a yoga teacher training for the conference. So sad, but grateful for this. I will definitely cross with Nyoka soon because woo, Nyoka, Got a new love here, babe. Misha is fired too, Nyoka. Misha is all about the maternal health. She's
Oh,
really good. So that would be a great connection. Misha and you two would be a great connection. And then Rochelle says, we've been culturally hypnotized to go to the doctor for everything. Do research on natural healing. Thank you, Rochelle. And see, Rochelle is the OG of the group. Okay, Rochelle, she, you know what I mean? She letting us know, you want to live the long, healthy life like me? Find out, fix your natural health, get your natural health on. So
yeah.
I love this, Nyoka. I'm so obsessed. I'm so excited. I see Jay came in the building. What's up, Jay? I'm super excited about all of this. I'm super excited about the conference. I can't wait. I met Nyoka virtually too, y'all. Most all these ladies here that you've seen me with at the conference, and I'm like, that's my sister, that's my boo, that's my boo. All of these ladies, I ain't met none of them in person yet. Zero of them.
Oh,
And
I cannot wait to meet you in person, Jackie. You know I love you. I
I
love
love you
you,
so
girl.
much. And I even told people, I said, you want to know the funny part about it is for all my speakers, I'm going to have them all come in a day early because I'm going to have to just be with them by myself for a little bit. Okay. I'm not going to be able to share them with you guys right off bat. I'm going to have to take them alone to myself for a moment and then I'm going to share them with the world. But you guys mean the world to me. I appreciate you for your yes. I am so grateful for you showing up to come to speak, to share your wealth of knowledge. Okay. I only knew this much, but after sitting here with you today, I'm like, y'all got me over here. They don't want me to have hair, y'all. They keep blowing my wig off, and I'm getting a little offended. So I'm gonna have to make sure that it's on tight because at the end of the day, this has been nothing but mind blowing.
I love your energy. Thank you so much for having me, Coach Jackie. It's been a pleasure, pleasure, pleasure to be with you today. I'm telling you right now, I cannot wait for the vibes to be on in person. On.
On. Okay, y'all think this is fun and on the camera. Imagine in person. I'm a touchy
In
person too. I'm a
person.
touch your arm, rub your back,
Woo!
hold your hand. I'm one of them people, you
Woo!
know. So it's gonna be fun. We're gonna have a good time. So we would love to see you there at the Wealth and Wellness Conference. Again, the tickets are $333 this week only because we're having the extravaganza, because Wednesday was National Self-Care Day. If you want to learn more tips, more tricks, more techniques on how you can take care of you, love on you, so you can show up the best person that you're meant to be, honey child, come to the conference. Join us, baby. We're going to be here in San Francisco. Hey, Martha. All right, Martha's here. She said, good morning. Hey, girl.
Good
Hey.
morning.
So I love y'all on some real stuff. We will be back at it again. Catch the replay. Hey, Martha, you ain't gonna want to miss this. This was good. Catch us on the replay. If you hear on the replay, let me know. Hashtag replay. I do come into the comments later and I will talk with you. So we love y'all. And I hope you have the best day ever. Please make today, July 26th, the best July 26th of 2024 of your life. You only get one. Love y'all.
Love that.
Bye.
I love you.